from the deep pyramids to the Parthenon, to the cathedrals, to the temples and the mosques. And when one observes those marvelous trees, the sequoias who have lived 5,000 to 6,000 years, some of them. What is beauty? Where is beauty? In the poet, in the poems, in the literature, in the painting. Or when you see a beautiful person, well-formed, beautiful features. What do you consider to be beauty? This is important because love goes with beauty. So one must inquire into this nature of what is beautiful. When do you perceive beauty? You see a marvelous mountain with deep valleys and shadows against the blue sky, with all the light of heaven upon it. And for a moment you are struck by this grandeur, by the greatness of that enormous solid rock. And for a second you are absent. You have forgotten your problems, your petty quarrels and all the rest of it. And you are facing this tremendous beauty. Does beauty exist only when the self is not? Please do ask these questions of yourself. The self, the me, the person, the name, the form, all those words of fear, violence and problems and deep loneliness with its despairs. That's the self, the me, striving to become something. When that self is absent completely, is that state of mind, being, perceives beauty. As you do when you see a great monument, great mountains. For a second the self is driven away by an accident, by a crisis. Then perhaps one sees that which is beautiful. It happens to all of us. This is nothing extraordinary. When you see a lovely sunset, indescribable light, golden, orange, green, and for a second everything is forgotten. And there's this startling clarity of beauty, of light. At that moment, the self is not. No. Can one live that way? Not be absorbed by something enormous, something majestic, like a toy with a child with a toy rather. The child is absorbed in the toy and forgotten all his eager mischief. For the moment the toy has taken him over, till he breaks that toy. So he depends on that toy to make him forget. And we depend on some toy also, grown-up people. The toy of a symbol, the toy of a word, the toy of a mantra. The word mantra in Sanskrit, I believe, means meditate or think over, not becoming, and absorb all self-centered activity. That's the root meaning of that word, and what we have made of it. So is it possible to live a life without causation? Please inquire together into this. Our life, our whole existence has a cause. I do this because. I love you because. I worship because I'm afraid that my life is empty. And perhaps some outside agency will help. There's always a cause in our life. And where there is a cause, there is an ending. If I love because you offer me sex, pleasure, companionship, because it has a cause, that kind of relationship soon ends. But to live a life without any causation is to live a life that is measureless. Because such a life has no ending. It isn't my life that I'm ending. Those people who have a cause will always find an end. Perhaps that may be immortality. Not my immortality or yours, but to live a life that has no